Harlan Township Trustees meeting. Just as a reminder, we are being audio and video recorded. And also, if you haven't signed in, please do so. Want to join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And to see the flag. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll go on and pass those down, please. Thank you.
We've got a special guest here today, Major Aerosmith with the Warren County Drug Task Force. And he'd like to say a few words, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Do you want me in any certain spot, or is this okay? Yeah, I'm as comfortable as I can get in this suit. The suit that the sheriff makes me wear. But thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and for a few minutes on your agenda. It's that time of year. I'm out and about hitting. There's 27 meetings with every jurisdiction around the county and our partners in this drug task force. So I start off by just simply saying thank you for the continued support that we have from this board of trustees and from the people of this township and our partners all across this county, because our task force would not be around without these partnerships. And I'll touch on some of our funding, which is not, the story doesn't get much better from year to year, unfortunately, but the annual report, everybody, I think, got a copy. I have one left if we have any stragglers come in, but I hope that you'll take a few minutes to go through that. I've been the task force commander for the last 10 years now, which is really hard to believe. So I've been at the sheriff's office for 34 years, which is also really hard to believe. But last year I didn't make it to you guys. I always told you that I would be here every year. We got a new sheriff, as you know, last year. So we went through a transition, and the sheriff said, hold off a minute. I need to get around. There's some things he was starting to do, digging into trying to work on the business model and the long-term sustainability of the drug task force, and just trying to make things better for us. Next thing I knew, it was August. And Sheriff, it's now August. We're getting a little late in the year to be going around doing the annual report. So I missed you last year, and I'm sorry, but back on track now. So for those of you who maybe don't know who we are, this first page about us, it'll give you kind of a good idea, a quick snapshot of what we do. We are a multi-jurisdictional drug task force. We have federal, state, and local participation. Obviously, sheriff's office has a footprint out there. Lots of police departments from within Warren County. We have the city of Wilmington from over in Clinton County. The FBI is our full-time federal partner. We have DEA now this year for 2026. They're coming with us. You won't read about them for last year. They've been gone for a few years due to staffing problems, but they're back. We have Ohio BCI. We have the Ohio State Highway Patrol, who provides us with a full-time uniform interdiction team. So that's a uniform lieutenant, a uniform sergeant, and 3 uniformed troopers with canines, and they do nothing but drug interdiction. So they hit all of our interstates, and they really focus on Warren County. Also service other areas in Southwest Ohio, but they are attached to our unit, and they work out of our office. So last year we had 19 full-time people, and the task force concept remains just the best way to attack drug trafficking. Drug trafficking has changed so much over the last 10 to 15 years. And we, quite honestly, the geographical location of Warren County has a lot to do with that. We have Dayton and Cincinnati right here We're in a great spot for a lot of good reasons with the interstates and everything else that comes with our county, but easy access for drug traffickers from Dayton and Cincinnati. And if you rewind time a little bit and you go back 15 years ago, you had we still have local problems. I'm not saying that, but now probably 80% of our cases are drug traffickers that don't even live in Warren County. So we've got mid to upper level traffickers that will drive through 6, 7 jurisdictions before lunchtime every day. Every community has addicted population. Parts of your community struggle with addiction, and these people feed that addiction. So what we see more now is your addicted population traveling. They'll meet right off the interstate. They'll meet in public locations, and these guys will sell them drugs and then move to the next community. Sell them drugs, move to the next community. Very challenging for law enforcement or for traditional law enforcement. So for a marked cruiser to be able to time that right, to be able to kind of get involved in what's happening, you got some really good luck that day if you happen to stumble upon that. So we got Dayton drug traffickers that come down 75, and they hop off at 73. This is an example of how it works. They might sit in the Walmart parking lot in Franklin for 15 minutes and serve 25 cars. By the time somebody sees that, and they're like, this is weird behavior, and they call Franklin PD, they dispatch a car, that trafficker has already moved over into Springboro. He's sitting in Speedway's parking lot. He's meeting with 10 more people. And then he moves on, if that makes sense. And then he hops over to Clear Creek Township, and he may end up in Harveysburg. He may end up all the way over in Wilmington. They're so quick moving. And then they go back to Dayton, and they drop their money, they pick up more drugs, and they head back down our way. Same thing happens with Cincinnati. So that's kind of the challenges of what we're dealing with. Multi-jurisdictional, the resources that come with federal, state, and local law enforcement working together as a team, it just makes sense. It's really the only way to do this. It's not perfect. We are definitely not putting out all the fires, but we're sure putting some numbers up every year, and they know we're here. As the task force commander, I will read about the policy board in your annual report. That is basically my advisory board. The sheriff is my big boss, but all the police chiefs in the county, with the exception of Morrow, he's the only chief that's not on our board. But everybody else are my boss, so to speak. So I meet with them regularly throughout the year. We have meetings. I have to put on an investigative briefing for our policy board. Our prosecutor sits on that. Clinton County's prosecutor sits on that. And then whatever they need, if they don't like the direction we're going or the way we're taking a case, they can redirect us. They provide oversight. They establish all of our policies and procedures. And basically, they steer the ship. They tell me what they want me out there making sure our team is doing, and that's what we do. So it's a great way to operate, very equal playing field. Everybody's got a vote at the table, so to speak. So just a good way to do things. Under personnel, you will see the agencies that provide full-time personnel to us. They came from 12 different law enforcement agencies last year. Funding, unfortunately for us, and those of you who've been around for a while kind of know that story, and it goes to the attachment that I have added, which I've tried to provide this. This is a little different this year, but I like to just, number one, for everybody to see the partners that we have. We operate off of, I mentioned that the HIDA program, they provide some money. We operate off of 3 other grants, 1 federal grant, 2 state grants. That's kind of a roller coaster ride. Funding might go up a little bit on one and drop a little on another. You just don't know what you're going to get from year to year. But this spreadsheet highlights a program that started 2 decades ago. The last task force commander and the prosecutor at the time got this started as a way to help kind of develop these partnerships. And it started with a request for $1 per person based on your most recent census numbers for your particular population. And that was kind of slow to start 2 decades ago, but you see we have pretty much across the board participation and support. And you know, we're out there trying to make sure everybody understands the regional impact of a drug task force. We're not designed to be a quick hit unit, so to speak. We're designed to target mid to upper level traffickers and attack that supply chain that's to impact these drugs coming into our area. Like I said, just how trafficking operates nowadays. This is the way to do it. So as Sheriff Riley came into office, he right away was like, we need to start talking to our partners about the every time you get a new census every 10 years, we got to ask if everybody would kind of look at their contribution, look at their situation. Would you consider any additional support you can give us? And I'm like, this is terrible to go around and talk about money and that we need every dollar we can get to operate. But when you adjust your budget every 10 years, the price of everything is going up. As an example, our undercover staff, we spent $70,000 last year buying drugs in this county on cases. That's the kind of expenses that come with just operating a unit like this. So when you adjust your request for help every 10 years, it's not keeping up with anything for us. So that's why you see an option 1 and an option 2 on there. The option 1 was the traditional $1 per person. I've had a lot of jurisdictions that said these numbers are way off anyway on what the population really is. The option 2 was $1.50 per person. And again, these are just simply, we're throwing this out as so you know where we're at and being transparent about our situation and also being thankful for what we get and the support you've given us for a long time. But we don't exist as we are today without everyone here in this room and the support that we get across the county. So some quick activity for the year, 201 cases last year. Again, ours are long-term investigations. They're weeks at a time, they're months at a time. Some of them go well into the 1 year, 2 year mark, depending on where that case may take us. We're always trying to get to the next highest source of supply. So back to using our resources and using our federal and state resources. If we get a local trafficker who decides to cooperate and give up his source, and they may be 2 or 3 states away, that's when our federal resources come into hand and we can go to those locations and continue our investigation. So slow moving cases. We made 168 arrests last year. Our uniformed troopers had 973 traffic stops. We seized 188 firearms and executed 108 search warrants. Drug trends, our most significant drug threats that we deal with on a daily basis are methamphetamine and fentanyl. Not the methamphetamine of many years ago that this township was very familiar with, because we used to have meth labs and the fire department supported us all over the county, but we did a lot of work on meth labs, years ago. Unfortunately, I mean, it's good that the meth labs are gone. What's bad is our friends in the cartels in the southwest border have pretty much inundated America with crystal meth that's much stronger and much less expensive than even meth here 15, 20 years ago. It's cheaper than it's ever been. So it's everywhere. It's a real battle for us. Everyone's familiar with the fentanyl issues and opioid addiction and those kind of things as well. So as a grant-funded drug task force, we have to report our seizure numbers to the Department of Public Safety in Columbus every month. We have to feed them with our numbers. There are 88 counties in Ohio, and there's about 42, 43, it fluctuates a little, multi-jurisdictional task forces. So the methamphetamine that we seized last year in 2025, our task force had the 9th highest seizure rates in the entire state last year. We had the 4th highest fentanyl seizure rates, 2nd highest with prescription drugs, and 10th highest with cocaine. So to my point of we are out there working every day. This team works hard, and we're trying to do the best that we can do. The last thing I'll touch on is some great news, trending in the right direction. drug-related overdose deaths. As you look at these, last year we had 21 drug-related overdose deaths in Warren County. 21's way too many. We'd love to see a 0 on that, but that is trending way down in comparison to previous years. 2024, there were 25 overdose deaths, 2023, 35, 2022, 45, 2021, 75. If you go back to 2017, there were 102 drug-related overdose deaths in Warren County alone. So it's let's heading in that direction, and that's attacking that fentanyl and the opioid problem continues. So that's really all I have. I do want to comment one last thing. I'm sorry. You'll notice on your spreadsheet, Deerfield Township, 2025, they were at $100,000 contribution, and then you see nothing marked for this year. They have, one of the things the sheriff also did was had some conversation with Deerfield Township about, we have a sheriff's office post there, and the trustees down there approved adding a lieutenant's position and basically funding the drug task force sheriff's office lieutenant position. So they took on that burden of the full salary package, the full fringe package, all the overtime, training, equipment, and in lieu of their financial contribution. So that was a big help for us moving into this year as well. You will see those who give full-time detectives, City of Franklin, City of Lebanon, where there is a smaller cash contribution with a full-time detective. So they do provide full-time staffing with the overtime and things like that with a small financial contribution. But sorry to carry on. I know it was a lot, but thank you for taking the time to read through the annual report, and glad to come back and talk, answer questions, or take questions now, whatever you need.
Any questions?
Be easy on me.
Really appreciate you coming out again. I think all your information is very informative. The first time that I heard, you came and spoke to us there a couple of years ago, it all made sense. So
it's a problem for us all, and that's why these partnerships are so important to us. It means a lot. It really does. Because it's no exaggeration that I say we would lose the ability to operate like we do, and everything you do matters. It helps us. So thank you very much.
Thanks. From our township, our community, this was a check for $73.93.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Shake everybody. No,
Yes, you.
Really?
Stay safe.
Does anybody mind if I leave? I'd like.
No.
I'll stay.
We make another meeting tonight, so. Chief Seagram, would you like to give our fire report?
Sure, thank you. It was January 2026. We had 47 calls, 12 fire, 34 EMS, 1 motor vehicle accident requiring response fire and EMS. We did have 2 significant fires, one on Whitaker and one on State Route 123, both in the middle of the night when it was very, very cold. So thanks for everybody that came out and supported us and helped us, and mutual aid partners, etc. First item for the board is a resignation. Captain Dusty Vinup has tendered his resignation from Harlan Township Fire Rescue effective February 27th, 2026. Captain Vinup has served Harlan Township for over 30 years, starting as a cadet, moving up to firefighter, paramedic, lieutenant, captain, and even serving for many years as fire chief. So we wish him the best in his future endeavors, but the board does have to make a motion to accept the resignation of Captain Dusty Vinup from Harlan Township Fire and Rescue, effective Friday, February 27th, 2026.
Make that motion. I'll second it.
Thank you, sir. Next item is a cadet. So we're excited to welcome an additional cadet. Jacob Best has been interviewed, and we're recommending him for our cadet program. Jacob hopes to attend the Warren County Career Center for Fire and EMS next fall. I'm sorry, I didn't read the next part. I'm looking at you like, look at me. Request a motion to appoint Jacob Best as a cadet with Harlan Township Fire Rescue effective Saturday, February 21st, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Next item is some out-of-town travel for training. We're requesting to send 3 people to 2 different training events. Both are sponsored by Howell Rescue Systems in Dayton. The first one, very applicable to Harlan Township. It's a brand new agricultural rescue class on March 27th and 28th. And Lieutenant Wright, Firefighter Libsdorf, and Firefighter Hunley will be attending that class. And then a few weeks later, the Crash Course Weekend, which is a 2-day extrication class. Firefighters off, Libsdorf, and we still have one more spot to fill, sending somebody to that class. So the motion to approve the out-of-town travel for the extrication and rescue training as presented.
Make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. We've talked a lot about vehicles a few months ago. We're now ready to dispose of the 2014 Tahoe that was involved in the auto accident. It's been stripped of all of our equipment, and we're requesting that it be declared surplus and sold. So the motion to declare surplus and sell via internet auction site, govdeals.com, the 2014 Chevrolet Tahoe. Last 4 of the VIN is 6453.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Just an update on fire gear. You approved me to order fire gear a few months ago. We have 2 additional employees that need turnout gear that were not included in the 8 sets for $36,000 that was approved on January 21st. However, I think we'll be able to order the gear and stay under $36,000 previously approved. So no action tonight requesting. I'm just letting the board know that instead of buying 8 sets for $36,000, we'll be buying 10 sets for $36,000. We did change our vendor, and because that vendor offers a standard spec that multiple departments in Southwest Ohio use, they're able to offer a larger discount on the gear. So that was just an update. And then on your agenda later on tonight is an executive session for fire department personnel matters.
Mr. Mason, would you like to give the trustees report?
Yeah, first thing I have, this is our first meeting since the 2 snow events that we've had. So just a thank you to the road crew, Jeff, Eric, and Larry. They were out long hours. I got to receive several phone calls, compliments, emails about the roads being cleared. So thank you to those guys. If you see them out, thank them. They put in a lot of long hours through those 2 snow events. It's time of year again for the county resurfacing program. We reached out to them to request an estimated price on Starkey Clevenger. Its entirety 123 to Middleborough, as well as Osceola from 123 to the dead end. I had emailed those and also attached those. The total large number there, that was included milling as well as a resurface. 1.5 inches is $198,989.75. The milling portion of that is roughly $40,000 of the total. My recommendation would be to proceed with getting the estimates. So the way this works, and we got a couple new trustees here. The county will put these numbers together. They'll put all the mileage together, the locations together, and they'll put it out in one bid package for us. So we do not have to bid it ourselves. We can get a better deal, obviously, if they include all of the paving in the county in one bid. So this is just Warren County's estimate, and then when they get the numbers back is when we have to make our final decision on what we're going to do and the actual dollar amount to spend the money. With that, we have our road crew like we've done the past couple of years. They would do all the base repairs, make sure all the culverts are repaired underneath the road prior to getting those resurfaced. So any comments or concerns or questions on pursuing those roads?
No.
I will send it over to county we're going to leave those on there. This a couple years ago, wanted to readdress it again this year after the OTA conference. I reached out to National Pavement Analysis at the OTA conference. They are a company who does roadway assessments. They use the Pavement Condition Index, which was developed by the Army Corps of Engineers, It rates your roads on 0 to 100, as well as gives you recommendations on the most cost-effective way to maintain those roads, all the way from complete rebuilds to maybe just some basic crack sealing or general maintenance of our newer roads. So their bid for that, again, is the same as it was 2 years ago, which is $6,500. That includes them coming out, they'll drive all the roads, boots on the ground, all the roads, and then give us our pavement ratings and their recommendations. So any questions or?
Do you guys want to have any discussion on that?
I think it's a good idea to have a professional opinion on what our roads are like, and that way we can spend the money at the right spot and get the best.
Yeah, obviously as prices have gone up, I mean just to do, this is an inch and a half of asphalt, so this isn't a lot. This isn't like we're paving interstate, putting out 4 inches of material. For 1.5 inches of material on about, I think it's 1.5 miles of road, for $160,000 for 1.5 miles. And fortunately, they're 1 lane. So when you get into 2-lane roads or wider roads, obviously subdivision, that's going to go up exponentially on the center line miles of those roads. So yeah, the idea is just to get the best bang for the buck, to make sure we're spending the money in the right spot, we're doing the right processes, the most cost-effective processes through here. If there are any other questions, I'd ask for a motion to approve pavement analysis by National Pavement Analysis LLC for $6,500.
I'll make that motion.
All right, since we're on the topic of roads, Larry Birch had reached out a month or so ago, maybe longer now with the snow, about a way to spread our asphalt when we're doing our own base repair. Currently, it's a hand rake, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff, because that's how we get a level, is just dumping it out of our hot box and hand raking it and then rolling it from there. So we can't leave the roads a little bit uneven. Larry did some look around. We found 2 different options. They're the same machine, branded differently. So we got 2 bids. The lowest price is from Bobcat Enterprises in Westchester, and that is for $12,882.76. Essentially a grader that will offset from our skid loader and allow us to do a 2-inch or a 2-foot repair, leave enough above level, and then they can roll it in and have a flat surface again. So.
And help doing berming.
It'll help with berming. Yeah, it'll do dirt, gravel. Right now we're using our snow plow to do our berming, so it allow us to use this for our berming instead of having to hang the snow plow back on to plow off the edges. So, my ask would be for motion to approve the SAS 200 soil and asphalt spreader from Bobcat Enterprises for a total cost of $12,882.76.
Make that motion.
We'll second.
That's what I have.
All right, thank you. Scott, do you have any old business?
I do not.
Zach?
I guess I do. Like to talk about the garage doors again. The garage doors at Station 82, maintenance building.
Yeah.
Scott was able to get someone he had contact with to give us a price, basically the same thing. They're a little bit cheaper. I don't know if you had any discussions, Ed, if you was able to look at it or.
My door guy left the country. I don't know if he was deported or what. He's not in the country.
But
I see Scott got another one as well.
Yeah.
So
that's the one. We have one for 11-5 and one for 10-8. To me, they look. I don't know if you guys read them, but they look pretty much identical as far as what they're going to do. If
I think the majority of the doors are built very similar. I think your choice is the thickness, the core, and the color, and the texture. That's usually about all you That's
Yeah.
your only option.
I know who,
But I'm all right with this one, whatever you guys want to do on this.
I mean, I know, talked to Jeff and Larry. One is to replace a sliding door that is rotten and leaking, air out of it. I think that one needs for sure. And then the other one, I know that building don't stay warm very good and when it's cold. So try to fix as much air leaks as we can to help. I know they went through 200 gallons of propane in a week, I think. So to help wherever we can, I think would be beneficial.
So I'm actually going to abstain from voting on this because I do a lot of business with him. So I know what kind of work they do, but it's really up to you guys. They are comparable. The only thing is, do we want to do, if we do that, are we doing the overhead, the openers? Because neither of them include that.
Yeah.
So
I would recommend not doing openers right now. We can do that at a later date. I think they've been using, they roll them up by hand.
You save the door a lot with openers, so
Well,
just throwing them
well,
up and
my one.
what have you.
Is it gonna be cheaper, like, to include it? Or is it gonna be more of an expense if you have to add it on?
it'll be cheaper during the install because it's installed on the doors and doors.
Well, do we want to give one more,
Well, if we're gonna do that, if we want to pursue that, let's get another estimate on that. We don't have anything to even look at right now.
Right.
Yeah.
My recommendation, you guys are doing good with this, but my recommendation is if you do little bits at a time. I know the heating system, we're gonna have to address that. We have that other door, the sliding door. This is gonna be a big chunk here, so maybe we'll tackle this one first, and then maybe during the summer months, I've got some ideas from Larry that Scott had already brought to his attention. I think we got some things we could do, but like I said, let's do one thing at a time on this. That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
So we'll still have to come up with an opener estimate. So you want to table this for now, or do you just want to hang on to this and we'll pursue it here?
yeah,
We got time.
we'll get a estimate on some openers. Come back to it. That's all I got.
Okay, old business, I guess we all went to the Harlan Township Association meetings. That's all I have. Jenny, do you have any old business?
I do have old. I emailed all of you a copy of the permanent appropriations. These are the ones that we discussed during our work session back in January. And like I said, I gave all of you a copy. I don't have an extra copy, but I can give up my copy if somebody wants to see this. But I just need to get an approval to submit these to Warren County as our permanent appropriations for 2026. This is a resolution, so it's going to be resolution 021826-1. So I just need a motion to adopt the resolution, then I'll need a second, then I'll have to do a roll call.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And roll call, Mr. Brzezinski.
Yes.
Mr. Demery.
Yes.
Mr. Suter.
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you. I will submit this to the
Sure.
county. It's easy.
Good. Any community comments? Yes, it is. Oh. It's new business. Jenny, you have some new business?
I don't have any new business. I just want to make sure nobody else did.
Scott, you have some new business?
No, I don't.
Zach?
No.
Sorry.
On the right track.
You just knew that already. Sorry.
I do have a question. Is there a community comment?
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything else to go over right now.
Okay. Is she going to be a fish fry this year?
Yeah.
I know you talked about it. Okay.
Good for
Good,
third.
right. Okay.
3rd, I think.
April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Okay, Good Friday. Mhm.
Good Friday.
I don't know that to be back, but that's what I heard.
I have something, if that's possible. My name is
Sure.
Cassie Van Bibber. For those who don't know me, I'm the treasurer for 9 Lincoln Auxiliary, so I'm here on behalf of the auxiliary. As most of you probably know, we took over the 3 community events that were the Harlan community events several years ago. It's the egg hunt, the trunk or treat, and the candy cane Christmas. Last year, we decided not to ask for township reimbursement for it, but going over our financials this year, we were wondering if we could come back to you and reinstate that reimbursement for those events and have it as Harlan Township sponsored events. So in the past, it was $500 per event, so $1,500 for the year. With costs increasing with everything, we were hoping to possibly increase that, maybe $550 per event if possible. So it would be $1,650 for the year. It's to reimburse us for all of the candy, excessive amounts of candy that we do for the egg hunt, and for the trunk or treat, we do egg baskets at the egg hunt. And then we have obviously the candy cane Christmas with Santa that comes. So that is something we were hoping to bring to you guys again, to have possibly partner with you as well.
I'll have some discussion. Any thoughts?
It's been going on for a long time. It just was done away with the last couple of years.
It was just last year we didn't come for reimbursement, and we were hoping.
And it's you bring your receipts,
Yep.
reimburse us. That's a not to exceed number, I would assume.
Right, and
Okay.
we won't always spend that same amount. I was gonna actually ask if we could handle it a little different now if we do reinstate this, maybe make it an annual amount. So, because our biggest event is the egg hunt, so sometimes we go over our allotted budget. So if we go over in that event, then obviously we would spend less on the other events later in the year. But we hand in what we've done in the past. We've given Jenny a copy of all of our receipts, so we only get reimbursed for what we spend.
I mean, was it officially done away with? Was there some kind of motion made where they didn't do it anymore, or what?
I
They
was
just
here,
didn't
but
ask for it.
I don't remember it
We
coming.
just never asked for it. We never came and
Oh,
asked
okay.
for it last year.
So there's really nothing official. We just have to decide to continue. And I'm
like
like,
to reinstate it or. Zach, any thoughts?
I'm going to abstain with the position my wife's in with 9 Lincoln.
And just making a suggestion, because again, when I was on 9 Lincoln, I would almost ask for a little bit more, because that candy, I mean, I know when we went to get the candy for the egg hunt, like $500 is
Doesn't go very far, to be
nothing, and
honest.
prices are just going up, so I don't think an extra $50 is gonna be beneficial, so I almost would suggest probably $100, $200 more, just to make it where you are getting reimbursed for what you are spending, just my opinion.
So that would put it, if we did 600 at an event, that'd be $1,800 for the year. And again, if we don't spend it, we don't ask for it, so.
Would be okay with that.
yep, I'm okay with it. Absolutely.
So we need to make a motion to accept those.
You can really, in the past, we've only done just an agreement. So what
You
was
wouldn't
our
have to have anything
final,
official.
what was our final total on agreement? Just the
$600, maximum
$600?
of $600,
Okay with
three
that?
different events.
Okay.
Through the season.
And would you be okay if we overspent on the egg hunt and then we take away from something at the end, almost like an annual budget?
Yeah, you just won't exceed $1,800 for the year.
For the year, then that way we would spend less on the other events. I just worry, the egg hunt, that's when we spend the most on candy, and that's what's most expensive, so
And that's first.
it's first.
The egg hunt is very, so we'll just do like we have in the past, you'll get me the receipts and
Yes.
then I'll do the,
I'll give you copies.
Reimbursement
And do
to
you
them.
prefer originals or the scanned
the
copies? that I've
scanned
seen?
copies is fine. If
Okay.
you want to email them to me, because
Yep.
you have my email address.
Yes, I do.
And then I will get you a check for,
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all very much for that. Appreciate it.
And speaking of the egg hunt, it is coming up March 28th. It will be at Whitaker Park. What's the time? 11.
Fastest event we have. It's kids playing.
Yes, March 28th at Whitaker Park. 11 a.m.
Any other comments? Okay, well, we're gonna go into executive session. I need a motion to enter executive session pursuant of Ohio Revised Code 121-22G. Consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of the public employee.
Did you make that motion or are
I'm
you
gonna-
asking her?
I'm asking for that motion.
Okay, just,
I'll make that motion.
Second. You got a roll call about it? Go in it or go out?
yes, we do a roll call. Just want to write down roll call. Mr. Prudzinski,
Yes.
Mr. Demery.
Yes.
Mr. Stouter.
Yes.
Studer, sorry.
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to write and I'm so sorry.
You had me looking.
I'm sorry. Oh, I can't write and talk at the same time, sorry.
He's back.
Ready?
That's on.
Got that on?
That's on. At the executive session. Nope. Wait a minute, we do have, we do have orders after we reconvene.
Don't have a second to adjourn the executive.
I'll make this a
Just to cover us, I'm gonna do a roll call. Mr. Brzezinski,
Yes.
Mr. Demery.
Yes.
Yes.
Get it right.
All right, so board, since I've been here for the last 14, 15 months now, we've been evaluating our staffing as well as our officer cadre. Since that time, we've had a vacant assistant chief's position, a vacant captain's position, and a vacant lieutenant's position. So working with Assistant Chief Administrator Mason, we're recommending that we create some new positions and reorganize the officer cadre a little bit. So there's 4 motions I'll be requesting of the board. The first motion would be a request that the Board of Trustees approve the EMS Operations Captain job description and pay scale as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. The second motion is a request the Board of Trustees approve the Fire Operations Captain job description and pay scale as presented.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Third motion would be adopt the updated part-time pay scale for Harlan Township Fire Rescue personnel effective February 28, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
And then the final motion.
Wait a minute, I don't have a second.
Second.
Thank you.
The final motion is authorizing the fire chief to provide offers of employment, of promotion for the positions of lieutenant, fire operations captain, EMS operations captain, per the job description and pay scale provided effective February 28, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
So everybody here knows and anybody watching the TV, we're not naming any names yet because the board has to approve the positions and is allowing me to promote the positions. Now I have to go meet with employees and then we will have those employees and make an announcement in lunch.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any correspondence, Jenny?
We have a public hearing coming up.
About that one.
Planning, I can't remember. What a planning one? What was that? Public.
That's a public hearing for the commission.
Okay. Because I'll be sending in the, Zach and Scott's contact information for the regional planning. Cause they asked me to do that every year, so I'll be sending that tomorrow.
The regional Board of Health meetings will be the day before our next meeting. Got a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second. I got a motion to adjourn.